Good morning, grandest risings. How is everybody doing today on this beautiful Sunday? It is such an honor to have you guys here. Welcome. If this is your first time experiencing Melody of Spirit readings, I just want to congratulate you on... You can't see? Oh no. Sorry guys. 1 second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. My 2-year-old decided he needed my attention right there. He got dust in his eye or an eyelash or something. But as I was saying, if this is your guys' first time here on any of our platforms, whether it be HAPS, if it is YouTube or Facebook, we are so honored to have you guys. Welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy what we have to offer here today. Today is going to be pretty much very similar to most of our things. I am going to do some PSAs because why not? It's just part of the experience. And if we get it out of the way now, we don't have to deal with it later. It's so much nicer. Okay, so with all that being said, good morning, Sage, Grandest Risings. Welcome. Sage is from our HAPS group over here. Speaking of HAPS, if you guys are wanting to be a part of that, and you guys are enjoying what we have to offer, most of the stuff that you see here, most of the comments come from HAPS. So I can see all the comments, but I can't reply back if you're on Facebook or YouTube the way that you normally would with certain different types of streaming platforms. But if you guys are interested in maybe coming over to the HAPS family side, I encourage you to download the app. There is an app called HAPS TV. It's a pink little logo with a cute little smiley face, or if they changed it, they just probably put the word HAPS there. You can find it either way. And if you want, and you're enjoying what we have to offer here after you watch this whole entire video, or just watch a little bit to see if you're comfortable, you can subscribe to us to kind of get alerted on HAPS. And also, you will be able to kind of get a little bit of a freebie. They do 100 free coins for joining. That's just a little thing that they do to kind of just say thank you. And then also every single day when you log in, there are a bunch of amazing streamers here that you might feel comfortable being a part of. Hello, Mary. Welcome. Hope you guys have grabbed your beverages because we're going to have a very fun morning. And if you haven't ate yet, I highly implore you, we do not want hangry people in the chat. So I do highly recommend grab a Snickers or go get yourself a platter of pancakes, something with carbs, okay? That helps every hangry person, I promise. But yeah, so if you're interested in being a part of the HAPS family, that is one way you can do it. You can also subscribe to us to get different updates and content similar to all the other platforms that we all know and love. Hello, Afia, welcome. So yeah, that's the HAPS PSA, in case you guys are wanting to be a part of that. Like I said earlier, this is kind of just an honor just to have you guys a part of us. So if you guys want something a little bit different, like you're wanting to like a one-on-one or a close and personal, the information's right there in front of you guys. We have a website on the top 3 layers here. That is our official website currently. I have not got a domain name that's going to be easy for you to find us, but if you do exactly what that says on there, you'll be able to type in and actually see what we have to offer here at Melody of Spirit Readings. I do updates on there. We have a blog that kind of gives you updates in case there's something that's changed. And then also our events are always updated just in case something changes as well, because we do collab with some people here on HAPS. And then we also have a Facebook page. That's the second part of this little layer here on the front. So if you would like to check out our Facebook page, we also do updates on there as well. I kind of make sure that every area that we have available has an update. YouTube is kind of the only one that kind of slips through the cracks because I'm still getting used to the platform. I haven't used YouTube for that very long. So, and then also, if you are interested in supporting us in any way, shape, or form, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can donate through PayPal, which the information right there is on the screen. Or you can do the awards thing here on HAPS, which is super easy. And basically, you're getting enough coins just logging in every day to support whoever you feel comfortable who's streaming. You don't really have to do much on that department. HAPS is very generous in that regard. But they also do have a way for you to sponsor us here on HAPS too. It's called Buy Me Coffee, Buy Me a Coffee. All you do is click on that link and you can do sponsorships less than $1 a month, which is super cool. I think that's a really, really beautiful thing. And you can cancel it whenever you want. That's another cool thing. You're not like stuck in something that you may not be able to fund. So that's really awesome. Yeah, so that's all the PSAs. And then I'll show my face because I know this is kind of weird. But I figured since there's just a lot that I have to say, I don't really want to see myself say all these things in front of you guys. I've been looking through my past videos and I'm just like, I make a lot of weird faces when I'm saying this stuff. So I'm just going to keep it like this. But yeah, so that is all. And now we're going to get started because this is what you guys all came here for, was all the fun and excitement that we have to share. All right, so here's my face. Bam. Now we are going to move it to the first part. There we go. All right. So, Grandest Risings and welcome. I am Gabrielle Williams. This is Melody of Spirit Readings, etc. And I am a deviation intuitive, in case you didn't get the logo on the top of the screen, because that's usually what it tells you. It tells you what we do here. But yeah, so how is everybody doing this Sunday? I am super excited. I've had a really good morning. My kids have all been fed. Check, that's off the list. They are all happy and content with life. My husband is also up and rising with us. He's got his coffee. He ate his pancakes. Everybody is now happy and satisfied with their care. It's really awesome. So I think this time is actually working out in my favor. Absolutely. I am so excited. Okay, so with that being said, and all the jazz there, I thought we would do something a little bit different this morning. Now, we're still going to do our awesome talk and chat and kind of give some stuff that we've been thinking about over the week. I love feedback. You guys are welcome to comment in the comments. I will answer you when you comment. I am pretty good at that. Good morning, Busy P. It's good to see you. Grandest Risings. So, if you guys happen to have a question or there's something I said that doesn't really like resonate as well and you're trying to understand what I'm going at, I will happily give you some information as best I can. But today I think we're still gonna do our little meditation thing we do out of this beautiful book called The Celtic Spirit by Caitlin Matthews. I love this book. I've been doing it pretty much every morning. And then I just decided to bring it in with you guys on Sundays. And it is so amazing how spirit works. I don't know what the deal is, but every time we get to do this thing with you guys, something correlationally magically makes it all match up together. I don't know how it works. Like spirits, like I said, he's on top. Don't know what he's doing, but he's doing some really cool stuff. So, but me and my guides were talking this morning because I wanted to like get some perspective from spirit and kind of make sure that we get a little bit more of a perspective of what's going on in our world. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the Mayans made a calendar. I know, shocking. Ancient times had calendars. It's super cool. This beautiful group of people called Skytime. I found them on Instagram when I was with Instagram. I don't have Instagram anymore. I just felt like it was kind of just like bogged down with a lot of llama drama and I didn't want to deal with it. So I kind of left that platform. But I went ahead and I found this website from a friend that I had made on there. And I want to put this in the chat for you guys. Or actually, I'll just say it out loud first, and then I'll put it in the chat for each area when we get offline on YouTube and on Facebook. I'll do that after all that fun. But it's under this one here for everybody on HAPS. It's called 13 and then moon.com. Now, I don't know how comfortable you guys feel with galactic or multidimensional verbiage, but I am very fascinated by it. It's something that really just brightens my world. I really enjoy just seeing a different layer of perspectives. And it actually does resonate with the day that I'm dealing with or the world that I'm dealing with, vice versa. So it's really fascinating how this all just comes into retrospect. But I thought I would show you guys this because the year that they're on right now is called Yellow Electric Seed Year. Now, the Mayans have a different way of doing things. So they have basically 13 months, which is super, super cool because it kind of gives you a really huge perspective. So each month has a theme, which this month in particular, we are dealing with the lunar moon, which has a vibe to it. Let me tell you, holy crap. So this month's moon is about challenges. So, and then the totem animal is a scorpion, which we all know scorpions have their good days and their bad days. And also, you gotta love the stinger in most of those scenarios. But the essence of this month for this galactic calendar, which I'm really, really excited to share with you guys, it has a little bit of about polarize, stabilize, and challenges. Be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, because you are made of stars, is the Siberian proverb that is kind of resonating with this month that we are currently residing in. But each day, if you look at this calendar, each day there's a specific theme or energy that's a part of it, and then there's a way for you to kind of decode it and make it into a mantra for yourself for the morning. I kind of did ours already for today because I wanted to kind of do this with you guys. I want you guys to experience this because this is so beautiful. And today happens to be a rainbow portal day on the calendar. So I think that's even more cool because that means there's more opportunities for you guys out there. Rainbow portals is that one little area in time-space continuum, so the quantum physics of it all, where the world that we live in currently and the dimension that we happen to be in, it starts to retrospect and actually move forward towards another dimension that is ready to receive whatever energy is there for the day. So that's kind of exciting. So we are going to do today's, and so today they have 20 tribes that you have to go through to kind of get the kind of mantra that's on here. Currently, today's tribe is the White Mirror, and then they have a tone. Now, there are 13 tones? Yes, 13 tones. The tone that we are dealing with today happens to be a spectral tone, and it's guided by endlessness, because every tribe has an energy or an essence that they happen to be guided by. This particular one is guided by endlessness, and that's really a beautiful thing because that means there's no limitations. You can literally be a bottomless pit, which is awesome. Everything that comes into your world, it doesn't end. It just keeps going, which is super cool. Okay, so here is the mantra for the day from the Galactic Calendar. In the chat for HAPS, it's right there on the bottom, commented under my name. But for the rest of you guys from YouTube and Facebook, if you guys are interested in jumping aboard some multi-dimensional experiences, getting your feet wet with the Mayan calendar and all that jazz, you can find this beautiful calendar on 1313, not the word 13, but the number 13, moon, moon.com. And that is that. So we're going to go ahead and read the mantra for the day. And since it is a rainbow portal, we're going to add this little part at the top, okay? So it says, I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. I dissolve in order to reflect, releasing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by the power of endlessness. Now I'm going to say it 2 more times because I want you guys to get this right into the middle of your soul, because we have some people popping in, so it may help too. And I like doing things in 3s. It just feels very complete. So here we go. Ready? I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. I dissolve in order to reflect, releasing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by the power of endlessness. All right, guys, one more time. You ready? I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. I dissolve in order to reflect, releasing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by the power of endlessness. Woo! Doesn't that feel exciting? Oh, so good. Because literally, I have to say this. It does feel like today has been at the start of waking up this morning, I have felt like I've been reflecting on my week, which is quite interesting. Like, just getting rid of all the excess inside my mind has really, like, brought a newfound understanding of who, not just me as a person, but who my kids are and who the people I surround myself with. And like a reminder of how gratifying and gratitude I have for these people that are in my world. Especially you guys. Like, you have no idea. Just seeing you guys' eyeballs thing here on Habs literally, like, brightens my day that you guys felt on, like, the energy pull to come over here and say hi. Like, that's huge. Like, you have no idea how grateful I am. Like, no idea whatsoever. But yeah, I thought I'd share that with you guys, the Galactic Calendar. It might be something I might add in with if we do happen to do this. I think it's kind of a good idea. Hello, Mama Helga. We just went over the Galactic Calendar. I don't know if you've heard about this, Mama, but this is the Galactic Calendar. Right above your comment is the website. And they start their year a little bit differently. This is based on the Mayan calendar specifically, but it's tuned into multidimensional frequencies. You are very welcome, hun. But yeah, so this calendar has changed a lot of my perspectives. I started using this calendar the year before, because that's when I found out about it. And what a game changer. Like, literally, this calendar has so many synchronicities in it, I can't even begin to let you know. But we just went over the guided meditation, or the guided kind of mantra for the day. So if you do a replay, you're going to see it. It's literally less than a minute past what we're at now. So you'll be able to kind of get a perspective of what we were looking at. Now this week, I don't really have a big book load because I didn't really read as much as I thought I would this week because we had so many things going on. My kid was having a little bit of a problem focusing on her schoolwork this week, so I had to give her my undivided attention. And so I didn't get to read as much as I usually do. But the one that I did make time for to at least read 1 or 2 pages this week, I did go back to Preparing for Contact, because I had a very interesting thing happen to me on Monday. My husband was even awake for this. This is the most coolest thing in the universe. So my husband and I, we had a moment of humbling, I will say, because our air conditioning decided to break on us this week. On top of all the craziness of my daughter needing my undivided attention, which I'm so glad that I changed the times for all this stuff, because let me tell you, my kids seem to be needing a lot of extra attention. I have 3 children, by the way. She's just one of them, and she requires a little bit more of my life force than I realized. So it takes a little bit more time for her to get comfortable and understand that mommy is doing something different that doesn't involve her. So we have to deal with that sometimes. But we dealing with the air conditioning being broken for like basically 24 hours. We had no air conditioning, so our area was pretty hot. It was a hot day. So me and my husband literally were up pretty much all freaking day. Like literally, we almost did a 24-hour shift. I did the 24-hour shift because I could just barely sleep. My body could not handle the temperature change. But we were up together around 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. So it was like the 27th. And so I felt like I had to look at the window. So when that happens, you know something crazy is going to happen. Okay? You don't just look out a window for no apparent reason. There's usually something prompting you to look out a window. Well, it happened. I looked out a window. And all of a sudden, I see this bright fucking orb of red, orangish color. And it literally was whirling towards our house. Like, no shit. And my husband's like, what the fuck's that? I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck is it? I don't know. And we're looking at it. And all of a sudden, we both jump out of bed. Literally seconds later, we're running outside to try to see where the hell this thing went. It disappeared. It did a pit maneuver and disappeared. We come back inside. It is literally, from the time we went out there, which we jumped off our bed literally at 5:13 in the morning, and then literally we come back inside. I'm like, what time is it? And I checked the time, because numerology screams in every orifice of our lives, by the way. If you guys want to like look that up and have your own little fun with it, highly recommended. Especially because angel numbers are a part of that kind of stuff too. So if you guys are interested in that in any shape or form, or it resonates with you, that's something you guys can look into. High knowledge, we're going over a really, really crazy story. So we come back in, and literally it's barely even a minute later. Like, it is 5:14, which if you add those all up together, it equals up to 10. And then you kind of balance that down, it goes back to 1. So I was like, oh my goodness, like, what the heck? And literally, my husband and I are like, what the heck did we just witness? And all that could pop into my head was UFO. Because there's no other explanation. It wasn't a fucking meteorite, because it definitely did not land on Earth. Okay, so this is an unidentified object, which just makes my head go into a whole other level of craziness, because I am really into that stuff. I love, like, I have a thing for extraterrestrial life forms. Like, I have been that way since I was a kid. I love this stuff. I love multidimensional beings. I love listening to people who have been channeling them, have been experiencing them. It literally made me feel like I was not the only weird one out there. I felt very, very connected with people who had this, like, beautiful experience. And if you could look at my books on my bookshelf, you'll be like, oh my gosh, you have a problem. And it's not that I have a problem, it's just I really am fascinated with people's perspectives. That's why I have a lot of books. I just love reading. I love reading. It's fun. It's exciting. So I had told some people on Facebook because I couldn't hold my excitement any longer. When you see something that exciting, you can't just hold it in anymore. You have to share it with the world. So I shared it on my personal Facebook, and I have a lot of people who actually believe in the same things, or kind of resonate with the same stuff that I do. So it's kind of interesting to get their perspectives on it. One of my friends on there, she had made a funny comment, and I had said something like so monotone, and she's just like, I was making a joke. And I'm just like, okay. And that was like the picture I gave her on there, because I was just like, I was like, but this isn't it. That's not what that is. And she's just like, oh, I know. I'm just making a joke. I'm like, okay, cool. I caught it after I said it, and now I regret my decision. Oh, so terrible. But yeah, so that was my fun this week. My husband can contest. He is a witness. It happened. It was really crazy. And later on in the week, I decided to pull a card to kind of like find out what entity or extraterrestrial multidimensional being had chosen to come towards our area. And me and my other two very intuitive people that I am in close contact with, we kind of went over the vibe of it all and kind of what I felt and experienced as I was sitting there, because it was literally like the blink of an eye. Like for us, it'd literally be like somebody just like flashing a light in front of us, and like at super top speed, like kind of like Flash. Okay, you know how super fucking fast Flash is from the DC universe? Think of it from that perspective. It was literally that quick. Like the feelings were all there, literally, and then they like disappeared. So I told them, because there was two of them, I told two of them kind of like the vibes that I was feeling on this. And I felt like they were very neutral, whoever was a part of that UFO experience. And I was like, they could go one way or the other depending on what just happened. But I did feel very welcoming energy. I did feel a sense of love and compassion. But not anything that was going to harm me. Like, oh, I'm just here for the food kind of thing, and then walk away kind of thing. That's kind of what it felt like. Like, oh, I'm glad I came. I'm glad I experienced this, and then I just left. You know, that kind of thing. So it was pretty interesting. And so we went ahead and pulled a card, and the energy that seemed to be popping off was Octurian energy. Now, in case you guys are not aware, we kind of went over this a little bit. I'm going to try to find that book right now because I really want to read from that person's perspective on it. Okay, so Octurians are, here we go. They help with healing, personal, and planetary consciousness. And they seem to resonate with the sixth density in the sense of like our timeline of densities. Technically, it's a little bit higher than that, but that's the linear timeline for that. Especially from this person's perspective in this book. Now, the cool thing about Octurians is they seem to have a lot of like doctor people, like in the essence of doctors, people that fix things. I'm not like sure if that's everybody in Arcturus, but I definitely feel that they like to tinker. They like to make things better than they were, if not higher in power, and it's really beautiful. They have a beautiful energy. They really do try to balance what is unbalanced. And I think that's what kind of happened with that in particular. That just happened on Monday. Or not Monday, sorry. My times are all confused. Friday morning. Yep, there we go, Friday morning. Monday's my trash day, that we take our trash to the top of the stairs area. So, kind of like that kind of perspective, it just popped in my head. But, so, that is kind of where that is, with the thing that happened there. And they had on the card, they had the number 9, which I thought was kind of funny because the moment we saw them, which it happens to be at 5:13 in the morning, that equals up to 9. And the number on the card was 9. But the word that they are resonating from that card was balance. And so somebody had to do something. So I guess, like, what probably happened, because they are multidimensional beings, they could be from another dimension. I don't know. I haven't really, like, put my heart and soul into figuring that out. But they may have came in here just to see what was going on and then just left. Like, oh, speed up time. That's what happened. Got it. Move. Or they actually were trying to fix the energy of the area, and then they left. As quick as they came, the quicker they left, kind of thing. Because literally, after we ran outside, it literally disappeared right over our roof. Like, you barely see any, like, resonance of any of it. It was really interesting. But yeah, so that is that. I am going to turn the light on because it seems like our outside.
I just saw that too. Just
do you want to get s'mores? It just looks weird.
It just went dark.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the light on so you guys can actually see my face. Ta-da!
I'm going to get our puppy.
Okay, so, yeah, that's what happened this week on that end. And then I had this crazy, like, all week, like, at least the last couple of days, this, like, rebalancing out my life. So, like, my family, they're all feeling back to normal. My mom, she's called me multiple times, which you guys saw on Sunday. It's like she's trying to rebalance her life too. So whatever is, like, frequency working out over here, it seems to be going all around. So it's quite interesting. It's quite profound. Okay, so we are going to do, the book that I was reading this week that I got to read a couple pages before my children needed me and my life got crazy, is this book here, Preparing for Contact. Now, this is a channeled understanding by Lisa Royal Holt, and they kind of go through this journey of all the people in her team, how dreams and meditations work, and kind of gives, like, a huge perspective on how to contact your own team of multidimensional beings. And it's quite fascinating because it's basically just explaining the metamorphosis of consciousness. From one consciousness to another, here's what my perspective is. This is what happened with what I've been able to do, and I've seen beautiful results with it. I feel comfortable sharing this with people, and this happens to be the revised and updated version. And this is a very small book in the sense of, like, retrospecting for a like this kind of thing, but it be thick. This girl's thick. And I've only gotten that far. Literally, if you look at my little thing, I've only gotten that far in this book. It's that thick. And it's full of really profound questions and answers that normally you wouldn't get this information from other people because they don't know how to explain it. And this came from channeled information. This didn't come from her personally. Now, she does have some ones that she has done a couple personal information things on, and it doesn't have anybody saying anything, so you can tell it's just her giving her perspective. There's also another guy on here named Keith Priest. He also has done both the books that I've shown you guys before, The Prism of Lyra, and now this one, The Contact of Preparing for Contact. But yeah, so those two have been working, like, side by side with each other since, like, the 1980s, late 1980s. So it's really cool to see both their perspective, because when she's channeling, he's the one documenting everything. And so he has been a very wonderful addition to her physical team, not multidimensional, but physical team in general. So yeah, that's one of the books I've been reading this week. The only one I could possibly get a couple page in, because let's just face it, life happens. It just happens. Hi, Des. Grandest risings to you, beautiful. I saw your little art project last night. I loved it. I love that you were challenging yourself. I think you've been working on that project for a long time, actually. So it's so beautiful that you felt comfortable going back to it. Four years. Yeah, that's a long time, right? But it's a beautiful turning point in numerology. So I think that's awesome that you are starting to resonate with it again. So that's great. In case you guys don't know, Desiree Mathis here on Haps, she also has a Facebook page, and since it's more personal, so you'll be able to get more updates if you do her Haps page. But she does beautiful intuitional art. She is amazing at what she does. There is some art that she's done that I'm like, oh my gosh, the patience and the level of focus for detail. My lorsh, this woman is incredible. You guys will love her art. She's a part of the art community here on Haps as well, and there's amazing artists on here. You guys would have a wonderful time if you're into any of that. But yeah, look her up. If I'll have to probably find a way to link her in here. For Haps people, it's at Desiree Mathis, and I'll try to spell it for you guys here. If you actually go into the comments, you probably click on her name and subscribe to her. She's super cool. Helga too. Knowledge has amazing stuff too as well. Knowledge El Shabazz, I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me know if I fucked that up. He has amazing drum circles. So he shows kind of drums and how to properly use some techniques to use them more efficiently. He practices in front of everybody so you can kind of see how that drum kind of works. He also has some very interesting knowledge that he loves to share with everybody. So that's why knowledge is the forefront of his name here on Haps. Because there's so much lost history in our world. Most of it is self-inflicted because cause and effect of people of power during certain periods of this world's existence made it very hard for us to keep what we needed to know. Most of it was either given to save a civilization or burned up and destroyed to cause fear, panic, and chaos so that they could conquer a place. It is very this is why I really love books. If you can't tell from me bringing up books every time we have this stuff, is because books are so sacred. Like, even if it's an ebook, sometimes ebooks are a hit and miss, but they're cheaper, and they do help with carbon footprint. But when it happens to be a book, the smell of a book, the blood, sweat, and tears that went into the pages that are currently in your hand. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you how sacred knowledge is. Like, it is a beautiful thing to have knowledge. Now, I will forewarn you that knowledge can be miscued. It can be misleading. That's what your resonance is with. Like your something's just, you have to resonate with it to really fully grasp and understand. Sometimes you have to sit there and let your intuition be your guide. when you're reading certain information, because sometimes it's just people blowing off steam. It's their personal opinion, it's their personal perspective. It has really nothing to do with the small bits and pieces that actually resonate with you. But most of the books that I would recommend like finding are ones that were made before or after the 1980s. Actually, before the 1980s. Those are usually the ones that are most, like, for the most part, from what I've noticed and the ones I've resonated with. I'm not saying this is for every single book in the history of histories, but I've noticed there's a very non-biased approach. A lot of things aren't cock-blocked on how they interpret certain things. And most of the books, they're genuine. They're very natural feelings and understanding. If you had a really good English teacher when you were in school, or somebody who really was passionate about reading, you would see it right away. Like, there's just so much resonance when it comes to reading something that has been a staple or a symbol of hope for decades, almost centuries of a lifetime. I love reading books from the 1940s, 1950s. I love seeing the change of the era. I love that kind of stuff. I love older books from like the 1800s, but sometimes it's really hard to read with the way that they wrote the lettering. Because like I said, I am dyslexic. So it is kind of hard when I'm reading something that is old world. Like, I have an edition of Beowulf in my collection, which resonated with me very strongly when I was in school. I loved that book. That book was incredible. Same thing with most of the stuff written by C.S. Lewis, R.J. Tolkien. Just the level of mysticism, but also they were also adding the religion that was being like resonating in their soul at the time. They were awakening to something so different at that point of their lives that nobody took them seriously. They're like, oh, this is a fucking book of fiction. None of this makes any sense. But when you give that to a child, or like even if you give it to somebody who's going through a hard time, very similar to how the Harry Potter series really resonated with a bunch of kids, because there were so many levels of psychological things in that book that person was going through, the author personally, that you can see where it resonated. Each main character resonated with the people who were reading it because they also felt that way. Same thing with Little Women or Little Men, or like even most of the stuff by I think David Copperfield. Those books. Like, I know I'm writing out a lot of white people, and I do apologize, but that was most of the ones that like caught my eye as a child. So I'm like bringing out them out of the woodwork. But there's a lot of amazing authors out there, beautiful people of color, and the thing is, most of the things that they brought up in books literally came from experience. It came from a system where they were trying to fight things. Like, for example, Malcolm X, which Knowledge has brought up a couple times. I've loved seeing your perspective on Malcolm X, which was an amazing thing, Knowledge. I just want to let you know. I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing the retrospects of that, because when I was reading it as a kid, because I had to do a lot of social study things because I was homeschooled. So my mom was very good about like giving us a plethora of people that she wanted us to understand different multiple perspectives, different queens of the era, kings of the era, and from every single country that she could get her hands on during the time that we were in school. My mom was really big on that kind of stuff. Thank you, Mom. I know, like, I complain a lot about my mother. My husband will tell you this. I complain about a lot about my mother. But the things that stuck with me are literally things that I wish that she would be that way with my siblings today. I really wish, because my siblings would be so much more prepared and be very diverse in their understanding of the culture we live in today. I think it would be very inspiring for her to do that with them. But she does not. She does something totally different now. She got into a rhythm of what she feels comfortable with, and that's just what it is. But backtracking, I do feel that once you fully like get the perspectives of different people, you can make up your own decision. You can make up your own values because you have different perspectives of information that either resonate, don't feel like they resonate with you, vice versa. Like you can get yourself the foundation of your values as you see it, not as other people have brought into your world and basically tried to make you materialize for yourself. You have your own mind. You have the ability to research. Like, that is the cool thing about being a human being. We get to experience, we get to witness, we get to cultivate our own reality based on our hard work, our dedication, the trust that we give to certain people that we feel comfortable with, the honesty that we have found in the people that we feel comfortable with. Like, there's a multitude of different scenarios that led us down this path. It's incredible. Okay, now that I'm off that bandwagon, because let me tell you, I could talk about books all day long. My husband can tell you. He's like, that's an understatement. But I think we're gonna pull a card as well. I am very much feeling some fairy vibes, so we are gonna do some fairy forest, whoops, and probably a secret of the witch. All right, but first we will read. So if you guys are as winded as I am, grab your wonderful morning beverage, or aka afternoon beverage, and take a sip, because hydration is important. Especially when you go on rants about books. I keep looking at this quote thing I wrote on here. I want to tell you guys this one, because this is important. I don't know if any of you guys have been feeling like, kind of like you need to like evaluate yourself, or give yourself a little bit more love. So I'm going to read a quote that has resonated with me this week. And I'm going to keep it up here until it doesn't resonate anymore and find another one. But here it is. And it's from one of the decks that I have up here. I can't remember which one it is because my brain's not going that fast. But it is labeled Divine Spark. And I think this might resonate with a couple of you here, because there's 102 eyeballs actually watching this, and I'm starting to feel the stage fright mode. But I digress. Okay, so here we go. This is the quote that is called Divine Spark. It says, I am grateful just for being me. I am a miracle of life, an unrepeatable spark of divinity. I am thankful for this unique and beautiful experience. That's been hitting me really hard in the heart lately. I sometimes feel like I am too many places at once, and I don't feel like I'm me. I feel like I'm this hat or that hat or vice versa. But bringing me back down to earth, grounding myself back into a perspective of understanding that there is nobody like me. There are people out there that may have experienced similar things to me. This is just me personally giving my opinion on this quote that is resonating with me currently in my life. But when it comes down to the boiling point, they are not me. They are not me. I am a unique and beautiful experience. The people who get to experience me notice that and are quick to understand that. There's always going to be somebody out there that looks and smells exactly like you. And they may have some resonance of being that feels like they are a part of you. And that might be for a short period of time, might be for a long period of time. However, they are not you. You are the unrepeatable spark of divinity. You only blueprint copy of your being. I love that, Des. I'm gonna have to write that down. Ooh, you just made a quote for me for my book. Oh my gosh. Not my book, but like my journal. I've been journaling a lot, if you couldn't tell by my awesome verbiage. I'm gonna write that down, Des. Thank you. That's my inspiring quote for the next month. I love that. Thank you so much. Des is amazing, guys, in case you guys weren't aware. I love my spiritual family, and let me tell you, if you can find people that are running on the same frequency as you, it doesn't matter how long they're in your life, take what you can get. Whatever grain of salt or a pile that's as high as a mountain, whatever you can get from the experiences that you share together. Love it, appreciate it, respect it, thank it for being there. Thank yourself for listening to your intuition and your guides and source, and just allow that to resonate. And this is a quote by Desiree. You're special now. You are in the calendar of inspiring quotes. All right. By Desiree Mathis. Alrighty. Awesome sauce. Okay. So, without further ado, and that's my very worst British accent. Holy crap. Here we go. We are going to read. And this one is for Heavens Within Us. Ooh, fancy! I love it. Okay, so the little beautiful quote that she has up here is from Jane Lead, from a book called The Fountain of Gardens. So if this resonates with you, that's where you can find it. Draw into thy center deep, thy heavens within. Take present care of heavens of your mind. Dive into your own celestiality and see with what manner of spirits you are endued. For in them the powers do entirely lie for transformation. And that is by Jane Lead with an E. So it's L-E-D-E. A Fountain of Gardens. So in case you guys are interested in that book. Okay, so here we go. This is a little quote from The Celtic Spirit by Caitlin Matthews. She has a little verbiage here for us to read, so let's begin. How How do we find our center deep? We hide from it all our days, through its beams upon us like... Oh, wow, I'm really butchering this with my verbiage. Hold on. How do we find our center deep? There we go. We have hid from it all our days, though it beams upon us. There we go. That's what I messed up on. Though it beams upon us like a lighthouse and continually shows us the path to the center. This path of light can be discovered in times of quietness and solitude, when we withdraw from the bustle of life and contemplate who and where we are in this great web of existence. When we still our minds from the spindle of anxiety and redefine our being as the partaker of this vast macrocosm. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. In the stilling of our body, mind, and soul, we discover the special spirits who are our guides and helpers on the spiritual path. These spirits are not fantasies or psychological archetypes. They are real and living beings. Finding out which spiritual helpers we are gifted with is the primary task for those who seek out their center deep. All of us have our own spiritual friends, those beings who do not have a human or earthly existence, but who nevertheless exist and accompany us. We do not choose them. They and we are drawn together according to the gifts we share. They cooperate with us in the work of transformation. For by our encounters with spirits of our center deep, we grow and change as we are accompanied and taught. Now she has like one of these little things on the bottom that kind of gives you a deeper kind of like homework for you to do. So here's what this one says. It says, sitting in silence, become aware of your own center deep. What kind of landscape does it have? Who is there with you? And what has drawn you both there? Now, you can do this in meditation. You can do this when you are just sitting by yourself at a park. I always find like grassy areas as the places that either grassy or forest areas that happen to be a part of my center deep. I feel very comfortable in those areas. There is usually a body of water, either a lake or a stream or a river. But most of the time, it's a forest or some form of field. For me personally, just reading off of the questionnaire here on the bottom. Mostly the people that are there with me, I have a bunch of different guides that have off and on come through my existence. I don't really have them on the top of my head because I'm going to give you guys a heads up. I have not sat with myself like that in about a month or two. So technically, this is homework I really should do for myself. There probably is new people in my world that I have now need to experience. And that can be a good thing. This is just literally telling me things I need to do. I need to go back into myself again. This might resonate with you guys. Do you guys feel like you should go back into yourselves again? Go to your center deep. Figure out what spiritual helpers are there to help guide you. We all have a center deep, which is so interesting that they use that particular verbiage. It also can be known as your subconscious, or the deeper dimensions of your soul. All of us come here with a soul. That's how we are able to have a personality and a life force that grows within us. And once we are done with this experience or this life, we do happen to go back to the universe. It's just where we go back to. Now, wherever we go next, that is up to us and Source, whatever experience that we are wanting to witness, or if we're just wanting to stay up there and do whatever work needs to be done. In the sense of maybe being a guide for somebody, or, working as a keeper, or a librarian of some sorts, a record keeper of life events. Maybe we might even be warriors. People who start change. We may not finish it. We may become a martyr to it. But we do start something. Maybe we are a support system for somebody. We don't know what the future holds in the sense of like what our next experience might be. But what we do know is at this particular point of reality, we definitely get You're fine, Knowledge. Take your time, hun. Trust me, we're good. The replay's here too in case you miss anything, so you're perfectly fine. But yeah, that is our daily our daily meditation by the Celtic Spirit. But yeah, so how do you guys feel about that? Does that like really just sit with you really like deeply? Because right now I'm feeling super deep. Like, holy crap, what do I need to do? I really gotta get into that, I guess. That's just what it is. I gotta be able to sit there and witness. Really do. It's gotta happen. I gotta go in there. I don't know any of you guys are feeling that way, but I'm definitely resonating with that. That is a very huge goal I gotta put into my focus. Not just for this month, but for my entire life. It's a start for this month. I do think that is very much the case. The month coming up, actually, because technically we have 2 more days of August. Oh, blessed August. So glad that the harvest season for this month is over. We do have a new harvest coming for the wheel of the year. I don't know if you guys take any tips on the wheel of the year, or even resonate with it or respect that level of things, but the next one popping up, I'm gonna go ahead and look it up for us because I happen to have a book that has it in there. Okay, so the next one is Mayans, which is called Autumn or the Fall Equinox, Home Harvest or Harvest Home, or the Witch's Thanksgiving, which is celebrated on September 22nd to the 23rd. Actually, I might do this instead of doing regular Thanksgiving. I really hate regular Thanksgiving. It feels so forced. It's so gross. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but when it comes to holidays, I have a really hard time resonating with them. Christmas, don't understand it. Why are we celebrating a dead guy? Either like from the sense of Santa Claus or St. Nicholas, or or even Christ, because people seem to think that Christ was born on Christmas. That's not very true. Actually, if you actually go back chronically to the months that coordinate with the past of when Jesus was technically documented, technically, it would have been February. So somebody be joshing, aka lying, or not.
Capitalism, honey.
It's called what?
Capitalism.
Capitalism. There you go. My husband has a name for it for us. See, this is why we have him around. He's super cool. But yeah, I think we should do this. What do you think? Do you want to try it?
What?
It's the witch's Thanksgiving. Technically,
So
we'd have Thanksgiving literally like 2 months before everybody else, I think. Well, no, actually 1 month ahead of everybody.
I don't know. We kind of make Thanksgiving dinner whenever we want.
I know. We are kind of like weirdos when it comes to that. Me and my husband, we love Thanksgiving dinner. It's delicious. We love turkey. We have a thing for that.
Oh, and cranberry sauce.
Oh, and cranberry sauce.
How do we open it?
Honey, you have to twist it, and you have to be very careful because your cup is sensitive because you've been dropping it. So
If
There you
you
go.
drop it,
then it will crack and it will break. So be very careful. It's not thick plastic like you think it is. Okay, so go put water in it, and then Daddy will put the lid on for you.
So I was being careful.
Sorry, guys.
You were
Parenting.
being very careful. Thank you.
But what do you think? Do you want to try it?
I have zero care.
Do you want to try it?
Sure.
We have Thanksgiving dinner next month.
Next month.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the 22nd and
I
23rd.
already said I wanted to get a turkey.
I know.
Eat it.
Well, let's do that for that.
Whatever you want to do.
Yay! I got approved. Love it. Okay, Sage, you have a beautiful and blessed day and blessed week. Keep your head up, honey, okay? I know it's hard, but you got this, okay? I have a feeling you had a really rough week. But I hope it was liberating. Love you. All right. So this Sabbath, the length of day and night are equal, and it is the second of the 3 harvest Sabbaths. It is a time to celebrate abundance and express gratitude. Now, if you are on the southern hemisphere, or sorry, I'm really saying that wrong, hemisphere, there we go, verbiage. You guys actually have it in March. So it is March 20th through the 21st. And it's called Mabon. That's kind of cool. I'm getting more accustomed to the natural order of the world in the sense of the universe. And this is one of those things. Because let's just face it. Most of the holidays, and I know this is way off topic, and I do apologize. But actually, maybe it's not technically, because I am literally holding the cards of The Secret of the Witch, so technically it was resonating. But yeah, so something about crap, I lost my train of thought. Sorry guys, I'll have to come back when it comes back. But yeah, so that seems like fun. That's gonna be really cool. I think it's gonna be awesome. So me and my husband are going to be celebrating Witch Thanksgiving. I think that's awesome. That's legendary. Okay, so I am not going to Thanksgiving, and I'm not doing Thanksgiving the normal way the world works. I love it. I love it. I am rebelling against capitalism, guys. Woo! How liberating is that? My husband's giving me like the laugh of a lifetime in the corner. He's like shaking his head like, oh my gosh, Gabby, why? Why are you telling these people these things? I honestly, it is quite it's just awesome. I love it. It's good stuff. I love being able to change and transform reality as we know it. It's fun. It's a beautiful experience. Okay, so what witchy knowledge or secrets do you have to share with us today? Let's see. All right. So we got. This is beautiful. I love the cards too. I'll show you guys the cards when I'm done shuffling. Okay, there it is. Okay, so the back of these cards are really cool. It has a beautiful little pentagram on the back, but it's not the one that you guys would think it is. It's supposed to represent the four elements as well as spirit. And it's a form of protection, actually. If you look it up and research your own prerogative on it. Some radical groups of spirituality reverted it in a form to represent chaos, to allow chaos to enter. Doesn't mean that their intentions were. There's a bunch of like shit. You have to read it up yourself. It's crazy sauce. Let me tell you. The natural order of things. This is actually a protection symbol. It also is supposed to be linked to the elven community that resided to the world back in the day before everything went to shit, in a sense. Conquering became more of a physical approach. Okay, so the secret of the witch today is the enchanted broomstick. All right, here we go, guys. The witch sends her most magical broomstick to fly you through any hard work that must be done. With its wonderless flowers, you'll be gifted time for all you love most. That's beautiful. I gotta write that down today. Okay, so in case you guys are feeling very overwhelmed and there's lots of work for you to be done, apparently the secret of the witch is a really beautiful enchanted broomstick. Highly recommended. Actually, it probably would be fun to make a broomstick, because that's like something that you do during a particular month of fun. I don't remember which one though, so don't quote me on it. But it'd be fun. Yes.
Miranda's getting pizza. I told her I'm not bringing the kids, so I am going to hand her $5 if that's okay.
No, that's fine. You have it with you, right?
I do. Somewhere.
Check your wallet. You might have money in your wallet.
I put it right here.
Okay, it might be in your wallet, babe.
Okay, but I was just letting you know real quick.
Okay. Well, no, you're cool. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, I know. I got the kids tonight. I don't know what we're gonna make tonight.
I was thinking BLTs, but when they went with tomatoes, I don't want to make no.
I don't mind the mini tomatoes. Like I know you like the chunkier steak tomato, but the cherry tomatoes taste just as good.
No.
Okay, comments in the comments below, guys. Okay.
Sorry.
What is your favorite way to make a BLT? And it can be a TLT if you are somebody who is vegan or prefers to be the vegetable variety of vegetarian. Or you're just more conscious of what you eat. But what is the best way to make a BLT? Leave your comments below. And we will look into that later today if you guys happen to put any comments there or verbiage that feels awesome. But yeah, my way of doing it is very simple. Okay? And I actually have avocado spread because my husband's really cool and he bought me some. So it's going to be really yummy. Okay, so what I do is I put mayonnaise on both sides of the bread. And it has to be toasted bread, guys, okay? None of that flimsy, gonna soak everything up crap, okay? You get some toasted bread. Get your toaster out, put some toast in it. Toast that sucker at least at the 2 mark because it's not too, it still has that crunch, but it's like still like chewy enough that it doesn't like hurt your teeth when you crunch down. Especially if you have sensitive teeth. Highly recommended. You put some mayonnaise on both sides, salt and pepper. Then you add a layer of lettuce, bacon, and tomato. And then, this is the key part, guys. I like to add avocado. It gives a little bit of extra fat, even though this is the most fattening thing you're ever going to eat in your life. But it gives it that layer of earthiness next to the salad and the tomato. Oh, so yummy. Either that or I put hot sauce. I have a thing for hot sauce. So those are like some ways you can make a really yummy BLT. We are also going to pull from another Lucy Cavendish original. This is the Fairy Forest. And we're going to pull one card from this as well for you guys. And then I think I'm going to end it here. Not because I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore, because I'm really enjoying hanging out with you guys. But it is running around the time where I got to get lunch started. And since my husband brought up BLTs, everything okay in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one breaks off.
I know it does.
But it is secured by Gorilla Glue.
Not really.
Ish. Anyway. But yeah. So, here we go. This is from the Fairy Forest. What is some beautiful knowledge that you guys want to share? Oh! And it brings up Mavon. How awesome is this?
I broke it.
You broke it?
I broke it.
Aw, you poor Bobby. Okay, guys. So this is Mavon, which happens to be what we talked about today. Like I said, Spirit is very funny. Has a very huge sense of humor. Okay, shining hope and future. And this is the beautiful fairy-like being that is that. Actually, fun fact, Mavon is actually what was read about yesterday. Going back to the thing, I'm going to read this to you guys. So, Mavon is actually a fairy queen. So, it's a British tradition, though. So, like, it's pretty interesting. Mavon, basically her and her son, she actually, when she kind of like, there's a whole story behind it, but basically she lost her son because she was taken away from her son after childbirth. And basically she was released into the spirit world, became a fairy fae, a queen of some sort, and she kept looking for her child. She literally searched the ends of the earth for this child and could not find him. It's a very sad story, but it is, some people think that it's also linked to a little bit of the King Arthur story, because Morgan Le Fay had incest with her brother, but what's weird is nobody really understands the magical origin that Mordred came from, which is the boy that happened to be magically conceived during the time where Morgan Le Fay transformed herself into her sister-in-law, aka Queen Guinevere, and had forced her half-brother, into having intercourse with her. So what's interesting is that the son in this story happens to be named Mordron, which is very close to Mordred. And during that experience, Mordred was actually taken away from Morgan at a very early age, and they were trying to save him from darkness. Morgan was very pissed, tried to take him back. She did happen to successfully retrieve her son, but he was already lost to darkness. And he was super fucking smart. Like, Mordred was literally, like, in our sense, like genius top tier in IQ department. He knew exactly the play-by-play of the strategic moves he needed to take Arthur out on power. It's very interesting how that all went down. If you're really interested in British literature, that is a fun story to push out. Okay, so we are going to read this. It's number 37, which happens to be 10. How awesome is that? Okay. Okay, so here we go. The Mayans is a child of the darkest moment, born when bright hope beckons you into a positive future, born out of what seemed to be the most hopeless space you've ever been within. This card indicates that you are thinking magically. What you think, what you are, manifests about you at all times. Now, with this new magical mindset, you begin to transform your life into one of delight and hopefulness, and to uplift your companions with your vibrant and positive energy. When we allow ourselves to shine, we become who we were always meant to be. And by example, we encourage others to become what they truly are. You are a powerful role model for others. Keep up the wonderful work. You still have many experiences ahead of you on your journey, but this energy is now your companion and your divine inspiration. Make a wish when you see stars. You may even have a homeland among them, which they're bringing up the galactic and multidimensional. This beautiful card of bright optimism is full of joy everyone feels when you are celebrating magical life living. It is effortless and joyful to do divine work. The Mayans is the child born at winter solstice, so this card indicates the rebirth of positive light and energy after a time of lack. You are now about to receive great good fortune. Oh, and how good the weight lifting off your old self feels. That is a beautiful, beautiful end to our day. After I just gave a huge dark story. Sorry guys about that, but I love the history behind some of this stuff. It's really awesome. Okay guys, so that is the last little bit for our night, or day, or afternoon, depending on what part of the continent you are on. Namaste and blessed be to all of you who have come on here and witnessed this with us. We are so honored to have you guys all here, and for you guys to stay and listen to our beautiful, amazing different levels of consciousness that we all went through today. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys want to still be abreast of what's going on here, please subscribe either through Haps, like the page on Facebook if you need updates, or even if you are on YouTube. YouTube, we have ours under Melody of Spirit Readings, etc. So it's very similar to the little title on top that says Welcome to Melody of Spirit in the little white box. So all you have to do is just type that in and you'll find us. My face is there, similar to my Haps and my Facebook, so you can't miss my face. But yeah, if any of this resonates, you are welcome to share this to anybody. Maybe somebody needed to hear this today, or if you are on here, maybe you needed to know or experience this so that you could share this newfound knowledge and understanding and experience with somebody else. Maybe you can be an example of what change and transformation can look like. All the hard work that you guys have put into yourselves this week, it has not been done in vain. You guys are amazing and incredible, gifted creators and individuals. Like Desiree's little quote says here, you are the only blueprint copy of your being. That is a beautiful thing to end this off with. Thank you, Des, so much for that quote. I am so going to be like interceding with that quote this month coming up. September is definitely going to be a very unique month. So that's going to be awesome. Okay, guys. So our next time we are going to be on live is going to be on Wednesday, the 1st of September. I do apologize for all the noise. My kids are all getting to the point of hungry. So we will be on live with TJ the Prodigy at 6:30 in the evening Central Time. We are going to be going over Mars and Pluto on the birth chart, kind of giving you guys a perspective of the drive and the desires that we go through as we, depending on what sign that happens to be on. This is a very basic look at it. It's not technically the deep, dark, and dirty of it. So if you are new to any of this, it might be something you want to just come and hang out. This is all just different perspectives of what we've read and also what we've experienced with people who have these signs in their chart like that. So it's basically just little tidbits of what we have found that resonates with us on these typical signs and topics. And most of this is from a non-biased, but also a very mutual, what do you want to call it? Feminine and masculine energy perspective. So if you feel that you want to see how that rolls and you want to be a part of that, we will be doing it on Wednesday, the 1st of September, the first day of September, at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Love and light to everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want a personal reading or a private reading, or you just want to check out what we have to offer, the things are down below. The website is www.msretc.com/spirit readings. And then if you want to go on Facebook and you just want to be a part of that community, we are so honored and welcome to have you. Share it with people that you think that might resonate with it. This goes for anything that we have to offer here. We are always wanting people to get the best of what they want to experience. If this resonates with you and you want to resonate it with somebody else, go ahead and share. I would love to be able to chat with them. They're welcome to comment in the comments below. I will try to get back to them as soon as I can. Like I said, I am just honored and just grateful for you guys. You have no idea. So Facebook is www.facebook.com/capital, all caps, MSRETC. And like I said, if you guys want to be a part of this in a different way, like a nonchalant, anonymous way, awards are one of those things here on Haps you can do. You can also do the sponsor part on here on Haps. All you do is go to my profile and click on Buy Me a Coffee, and it will let you do your thing that I told you about earlier in the beginning of this. Or if you just want to donate through like just a small donation every once in a while, PayPal information is there below at msretc369@gmail.com. All you have to do is just type that in there, and if you want to donate to us, we are honored and grateful for whatever little bit of blessings you want to drop our way. All right, guys. I'm going to say a little protection prayer over you guys. Let no harm come to anybody who has been watching this video, who has been live on this video, who's doing the replays of this video. Let everybody be in a very peaceful and calm mindset during the hard work that they have to experience, or maybe it's coming up and it's starting to feel like it's a hard experience. Let them know that they have infinite love and support as they go through these trying times. If you do not have trying times, just be grateful for the little time that you guys have had and experienced where it has been a peaceful and beautiful transition. Love and light to all of you. Blessed be. Namaste. Let nobody be harmed. Amen. blessed be. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much. We will see you guys on Wednesday, and then we will see you guys on the next Sunday for Spiritual Chatter Sunday. Love and light, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Bye.